So my name's Rambo, and originally from Russia. I was born in Russia. I came over here when I was 5, and I've been here ever since. So my typical day in terms of training is usually twice a day. I'll come in the daytime, I'll train with my class a little bit, and then I'll do my own training right after, and usually it consists of more or less like cardio based and multiple rounds, a lot of shadow boxing, a lot of technique. And then I go home, I refuel, and I regain my energy. Then I go and train again. I'll usually do a combination of sparring or weights or powerlifting, things like that. So it's pretty much go, go, go. So how I got into martial arts is it's kind of a funny story, actually. I was sitting there watching TV one day, and I was flipping through the channels, and I saw this little sports network that was hosting it was Muay Thai fighting. At that time, I didn't know what the hell it was. All right, I saw these two little Asian guys smashing each other with their shins and elbows and doing all sorts of crazy stuff. And I'm thinking, why are they kicking each other in the shin? That really hurts. I've been kicked in the shin by a girl before, and it doesn't feel very good. All right, so I thought, what is this sport? And I did a little research, and I came across some guys who were teaching it, and then it was pretty much that was it. I just fell in love with it. Well, I started an amateur, and I've had a bunch of those, about eight amateur fights when I was young, in my early 20s. But there was still a greater calling for that Muay Thai. So I said, you know what, to hell with it. I sold everything. I sacrificed everything, sold my car, quit my job, and flew out to Thailand. And I lived there, roughly I went there 3 times. And the last time I stayed for 9 months, and I just fought every month and just I had about 9 fights. My long-term goals for boxing is to get my 12 rounds. I go to sleep dreaming, and I wake up dreaming of that 12 rounds every single day. And I'm not going to stop until I get my 12 rounds. I'm going to do everything it takes to get that 12 rounds of boxing. I don't think there's anything tougher on the planet that's like the 12 rounds of boxing for 48 minutes straight. I don't think there's anything that is more tough than that, okay? 2 guys in a ring punching each other in the head for 48 minutes. I know that Muay Thai is more dangerous, okay, because there's more things to worry about, like an elbow crushing your orbital bone or something like that and ending your career or ending your life forever. But boxing, I think it's just more mentally tough. There's more involved. So do I prefer boxing or Muay Thai? That's a good question. I have love for both of them. I'm better at boxing, I think, because I'm more built for that. And I definitely do like the minimal injuries that are involved, because trust me, coming from experience of doing Muay Thai for more than 7 years probably, it hurts every time. It never not hurts. And I've been in boxing fights now where I come out unscathed, and I like that. I like not being injured, and I'm a little older now, so it's, I'm a realist. So I would have to say that I prefer boxing, of course, right? But do I love teaching Muay Thai? Yes. I love teaching Muay Thai. I love teaching people how to, the authentic techniques, because what I like about it is that a lot of people don't know the authentic techniques. And I do, because I lived with them, among them, and fought them. So I know the deal with that. What do I like about martial arts? Well, I love the discipline of it, and I love how it applies to anything you do in your life. I like how you can take what you learn in martial arts on the mat, in the ring, wherever it is, and you don't need to be a fighter to learn something in your daily life from that. You can apply it to anything. Your confidence, the willpower, everything that if you make whatever it is, if it's a big business decision that you need to make it with confidence. And if you have that discipline from martial arts, you can apply it to that decision in your life. So that's why I think that's my favorite thing about martial arts. It applies to everything in your life. Well, my favorite fighter, I think that, in all honesty, I would have to say it's probably Mark Hominick. I used to, when he was still fighting, when he wasn't retired, I trained with him and by him, and the amount I learned from that guy is just incredible, especially in boxing and in Muay Thai. Somehow, even though he hasn't been to Thailand or anything, like trained with, he knows authentic techniques. He's the real true ambassador of the sport, and I look up to him, right? So he's definitely my favorite fighter, I'd have to say. If someone teaches you something in life, don't unlearn it. Learn more when someone teaches you something new. I really like saying that because, in my opinion, you learn something from somebody, you know, take it for what it is and move on to the next thing, but don't unlearn it. You've already learned it, why would you take the time to unlearn it? Just keep on learning more and more and more. And so that's kind of one of the mottos I like to say. And in terms of fighting, when I teach people, my favorite motto or quote that I like to say is, I'm going to teach you not how to fight like me, but how to fight like you. And that usually, sums it up for me.